Now we're moving on to mastery of a 12th house moon. And in the downfalls video, I talked about the emotions and the triad, the three different aspects of emotions that a 12th house moon person who has the moon natally in your birth chart in the 12th house will be experiencing. And the downfall of falling into addiction in order to cope with these emotions. Now, when we look at the moon, we also have to talk about the mother and the emotional wounds that's wrapped around the mother. So before I get started, Tracy Leela with soul2soul.ca, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on notifications, and please know that your engagement and support on my channel does help it to grow. And in growth, I reach more people who are in need and of guidance along their healing journey. So let's get into this. The emotional wound with the mother. The moon is associated with the mother. So when we look into our birth chart, if we want to look at the relationship with your mom, I would go to the moon first, right? Because this is mother energy. It's nurturing energy. It is, the moon is of the womb. The moon is, it is so deeply connected with emotion that when in that triad, when you look at and take the piece of your own emotion there and look at it, releasing all that is from other people, recognizing what's spirit and what's spiritual and not you, and then isolating your own emotion. It's usually and always connected with the mother. A 12th house moon person, there's this role reversal. You've had to grow up way too fast. Your mother was dependent on you in an emotional way, in some way, shape, or form, in your story of your life path. And you had to support her. And it wasn't fair for you because it meant that you had to grow up, again, too fast. And so there's a role reversal that has created this emotional wound for you because you were not nurtured the way that you should have been nurtured as a little boy or a little girl. And so now this moves into adulthood, and recognizing it is number one. And understanding also, along with that, there's also this deep bond with your mother. Like, even though there was challenges, whatever they may be for you with your mother also is a person that you will back up and support and love and hold in high regard, even though it's been a battle, even though you had to grow up too fast, even though you had to nurture her when she should have been the one nurturing you. And so this is on the healing journey and mastering your moon in the 12th house. It's all about healing. There's emotional wounds there. And this is where it usually stems from. So you want to take your time and be patient with this. Don't allow this to overwhelm you in the mastery. And this is all part of the healing journey. It's the awareness. And in the awareness, we make the connection. And then you have to be comfortable enough to be in your emotion, however that's expressed. Now, emotion with the moon is how you express your feelings. Feelings is Venus. Feelings is your heart. And so when we look at our feelings, it's expressed through emotion. And emotion is so many different things. It's a wide spectrum. I mean, happiness is an emotion. Being excited is an emotion. But being like pissed off is also an emotion. And being sad and hurt, it's also an emotion. And so you want to take a look at where you are in your levels of emotion, in the connection with your mother, and what you're supposed to learn through that to heal. When we can reflect back to the people that we've had hard relationships with, difficult relationships, challenging relationships, and we are open-minded enough with enough compassion to be able to say, well, how come they were like that? What did they experience? Were they even aware? Were they on a healing journey? because there's a quote that it helped me so much in just accepting my pain from my wounds from my mother and father being 12th house. And it's just, you only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. And we can't condemn people for things that they are not conscious of. A lot of people are unconscious about their own bullshit, and a lot of people are closed-minded and they have blinders on, and they're not willing to even look and take on any other perspective that's within their belief system. They're walking around life like this. And because of that, they don't know. So they're going to act in ways based on their levels of human consciousness and where they're at. And when we understand this through our own healing and accepting our own self and loving our own self, then we can say, okay, I get it. And you can place a boundary, you can set a standard for yourself, but you can also move forward with compassion and saying, okay, you just don't know, you're just unaware, and that's your journey. And I just pray that you will become aware at some point. Or they didn't know, and that's why this happened. And this is part of my journey, because I have a purpose in my healing to help others. So this leads me into my next topic, I guess you want to say, on mastering the moon. Every planet has its hardship. Every planet has its spiritual gift. And every planet has a point of service that you need to be in for the next human soul in the 12th house. The 12th house is about service. So your healing is not... your healing is there's so much great purpose lying underneath that. The foundation and the for your healing is to create so much greatness in this world that will bless you as a 12th house person. And that's the goal, is to see past that, is to recognize that, to realize that I'm not fucked because I have 12th house placements. I just got to heal. And as I heal, I'll feel better. My life will get better, and I'll be of service to others, and then the blessings will come. And so really, this is what mastering the moon is about, is understanding the core wound behind the moon that is always associated in the 12th house with the mother. Well, I mean, in any house it's connected with the mother, but that's usually the challenges of the moon in the 12th house, is that role reversal, emotional wound. And when we recognize that, understand it, can heal from it, make sense of it, have some forgiveness, acceptance, to release it, not that it's right or wrong, but just in acceptance of it, then we can nurture the spiritual gifts that come with the moon, which I'll be sharing with you in the next video. Until then.